The 60 Mini final in just a moment. The karts are out on the circuit and we are ready to race over 10 laps. It will be another thrilling final. And you can almost guarantee it will be decided on the 10th of the 10 laps here. We've had 170 drivers, notwithstanding everything that is happening in this bizarre and stressful world at the moment. Oh, let's leave that alone. But still, we've got 60 drivers in the mini category. We're down to the final 34 who are on the circuit ready to race. Yannick Shirosky, it will be a Pole who starts on pole position. However, Kian Fardin from Switzerland, he was the fastest qualifier 48 hours ago. Let's take a look at some of the highlights of the week so far here at Conca in 60 Mini. Spectacular action as ever provided to you by the team at WSK.IT. Matthias Orduella, the Colombian-American, certainly one of the drivers to beat in 5.20. Dries van Langendonk in the Birolat will be right there as well. Jacopo Martinez has had a good run throughout the week, but not the best pre-final. Starts back on the 7th row of the grid. As ever, the Russians will be right there as you look at the Formula K team driver of Emanuele Olivieri. The Russians certainly in contention. They have dominated 60 Mini over the past few seasons. But today it will be a Colombian. A Spaniard. A Pole and a Belgian who lock out the first 2 rows of the grid in 60 Mini. First Russians on the 3rd row, Vladimir and Jerasan. We'll take a look at the grid for you in just a moment. We're back with you live pictures as the sun comes out to shine in the very south of Italy, a week away from officially the end of winter in the Northern Hemisphere. 60 Mini, the final of the afternoon, round 2 of the WSK Supermaster Series. From here, we go to an all-new Sarno, the all-new layout at the foot of the active volcano that is Mount Vesuvius, outside Napoli. Whatever coloured zone we wake up to in 2 weeks' time, we are racing there in Sarno. As you look at Yannick Shirosky, 5.51, the pole on pole position for AV Racing. The Paralin powered by the TM. To the right, it's Christian Costoya. It's a miracle he can see over the steering wheel. The kid from Sepulvedra in the northwest of Spain. Remember, Adria, the Champions Cup, qualified 122nd effectively after not setting a time in qualifying to race home and finish in 4th place. Outside front row starters, you look at Dries van Langendonk from Belgium for the Birolat Racing Team. Inside 2nd row start, alongside Matthias Orduella. The Colombian-American, really determined this week. You can see it in the way he has been racing. Absolutely fired up. He's the South American, albeit living in Florida, USA these days when he's not racing here in Italy in WSK World Competition. Then we go to the Russians. That is Vladimir Ivaninkov for Team Drago course. Incidentally, the team managed by Armando Fellini, who's had some super talents over the years. Most notably the likes of Charles Leclerc and the late great Jules Bianchi. Armando overseeing the Russian Drago course team, and this is Jerasan Skulinov, also from Russia. In the CRG 607 on the outside of the front row of the grid. Impressive helmet design for Jerasan. Former race winner in WSK competition, as is Rene Lammers, the 2nd generation racer, 501 14 Baby Race. Starts on the 4th row of the grid, the Champions Cup champion, the WSK Euro Series champion, his last year in 60 Mini before racing in OK Junior. In the near future, Tiziano Monza from down on the city-state of Singapore. On the equator, the Swiss, Singaporean, Italian. He's an international driver. We'll call him that. He's in the Salva Kart Republic on Grid 8. And then the Pink Panther. So much support for the Austrian, the EKS chassis. To the left of your screen, that is Nicholas Schaufler. Has gone from being a new entrant in WSK just over 12 months ago, a midfield runner, to being a contender. Nicholas Schaufler starting out at grid 9, inside 5th row of the grid. And he starts alongside the boy from Bangkok, Thailand, Enzo Tavanishkul. Second generation racer, Enzo. His father locked away in a hotel room somewhere in Bangkok, unfortunately. Tinnakorn, we hope you've stayed up to watch your boy race from grid 5 and emulate your feats in various car racing back in the 90s. His mother's here at the circuit, as is his younger sister. We'll see if Enzo can pull out something spectacular in the 10 laps. It will be decided. I can almost promise you, I won't bet the house on it. I'm not that vain. It will be decided most likely on the last lap of the race, as it usually is. Yannick Shirosky, the pole on pole to the left of your screen, an all-Paralympic front row of the grid. Mind you, that's an interesting bet. Put the house on it. Yeah, not quite. I'm not that game. The car's fiery to life. Shirosky slowly now fires up. That is Van Langendonk, anxious to get on with it, as is the CRG of Tedesam Skulinov, who says, let's go, boys, as we take a look at the grid. Yannick Shirosky on pole position alongside Christian Kostoya, Dries, Matthias Orwella, and then it's the Russians on the 3rd row, Vladimir Ivanikov and Tedesam Skulinov, Rene Lammers, Tiziano Monza, Schaufler and Tavanishkul. Alpak Soy from Istanbul in Turkey for Team Baby Race and Davide Bottaro. Emanuele Olivieri, Jacopo Martinezzi, the Italians, and it's Alexander Bogunovic and Jimmy Halies. Griffin Peebles, Dean Hugendorf for the Kiddix Driver Academy. Ilya Kashinsky for Ward Racing, and the Finn in the Energy, it's Joel Pajola. Philip Hall, that's Filippo Sala, out of grid 21, alongside Kiki Osseron, Ilya Beretskin, Jindrik Peschel, Matteo Prescinotto, Alfie Slater, Lewis Werrell, there's the English drivers, Marcel Kaspritsky, Oliver Shinmark, Hugo Martiniello. The 16th row of the grid from the People's Republic of China is Newman G, Matic Presha, the Slovenian, Simas Pachuska, and Filippo Pancotti. Simas, the Lithuanian, out of grid 33, the younger brother of Rokas Pachuska, KZ2 and WRX World Championship Rallycross racer, who's coaching his younger brother Simas in the world of WSK competition, scrapes into the final, courtesy of a 17th place finish earlier this morning in the pre-final. Bachuska, the Lithuanian, 519 on the final row of the grid, alongside Filippo Pancotti. The 3rd event in the 16th season of WSK promotion competition. We started at Adria with the Champions Cup 2 weeks ago. The first round of this, the Supermaster Series, which dates back to 2010. It includes former champions, the likes of Lando Norris, Max Verstappen, Marco Ardigo, Paolo De Conto, Betske Visa, and of course the local boy Antonio Giovinazzi, who won the first ever edition of the Supermaster Series, and then a year later, 2010, 2011, for Top Kart and PCR respectively. The sun is shining, the clouds have cleared. The mini final, 10 laps at the most beautiful circuit in the world. Shirosky on pole leads them up to the line, and we race. Dries goes into 2nd place. Shirosky, no mistake, takes the lead. Big move down the inside. Huge moment there. Vladimir Ivanikov, the Russian, into 2nd. Tiziano Monza just behind in P3. Kostoya goes back to 4th place, does the Spaniard. As Shirosky leads the way, one of the team driver entries out in the grass. Continues on, loses time. There's grass on the Vega tyres. It may well have been Tavanishkul, or possibly Griffin Peebles. We'll get back to the front as they race down through the chicane. Vladimir Ivanikov from 2nd place now back to P5. They're changing positions virtually on every corner. They race up down the start-finish straight. Over the line for the first time. Kostoya on the back of Shirosky. And then Tiziano in 3rd place. Push Shirosky into turn 3. There's Jedesam schooling off the CRG. You can pick him in the middle of the pack. And the Pink Panther from Austria, that's Nicholas Schaufler in the EKS Kart, position 9. They race out of turn 6. A moment there for Matthias Orduella. As schooling off with the big send down the inside of last year's Euro Series champion, René Lammers. That will cost the Dutchman. He loses positions. He loses track time as well. He loses momentum. Lammers is at the end of his race effectively. He's gone from position 5 back to 9 as Monza drives down the inside to take position 2. Nice pass by Tiziano, the Swiss Singaporean Italian in the Sauber. In second place behind the pole, who started from pole, Yannick Sharowski. Kostoya runs into the back of Tiziano. Up onto 2 wheels in the background. Spectacular from the Russian. We told you to watch the motorcycle action here at La Conca. Jedesam schooling off almost up and over. Schaufler drives by, drives underneath him as Monza now drives into the lead. Tiziano P1. Kostoya follows him through, and it's the Russian in position 3 on the podium. It's all going wrong for Yannick Sharowski from the lead in position 4. In the space of 2 corners, Kostoya makes the move. Vladimir Ivanikov follows him through. This is getting messy at the end of lap 3. Skulinov in the background. Side by side down the straight. Lammers, Tarvanishkul, they go into turn 3. This time Skulinov keeps all 4 wheels on the deck. Kostoya. Ivanikov on the outside, in the grass goes the Russian. He's back to P5, turns into turn 6. Skulinov, the CRG in 4th. This is far from over. We have not even reached half race distance. And as they fight, they are driving well off the race pace, drawing virtually every driver back to about 16th place into the battle as well, including Emanuele Olivieri, Lammers, Tarvanishkul, Aksoy, Hugendorm, Bogunovic, Jimmy Elias, Jacopo Martinez, Jindrik Peschel. Coming on to the straight in the background now, the Czech Republic driver. There's Olivieri down the inside of Nicholas Schaufler. The fastest driver on the circuit is Griffin Peebles, but he's way down the field as Jedesam Skulinov. He's now the top Russian in 3rd place in the CRG. Vladimir back to P5. The order at the bottom and the top left of your screen, updating as quickly as we possibly can. There's Tarvanishkul in the background. It's getting messy as they go down the back straight. The front 2 are driving away with this one. And as they fight for 3rd place, that battle being led just by Jedesam Skulinov. The front 2 are pulling away. Kostoya, Orduella. Don't discount Yannick Sharowski, although they are losing a ton of time to the leaders. Vladimir Ivanikov for Team Drago course. There's René Lammers still in the race. In 6th place ahead of Tarvanishkul. Olivieri, so it's Kostoya from Orduella. The Spanish-speaking drivers, positions 1 and 2. From Sepulvedra in Galicia, the northwest of Spain, it is Kostoya from the Colombian Matthias Orduella. Christian, Matthias, vamos! The Spanish-speaking kids who run 1 and 2. Skulinov, the Russian in the CRG, being hounded by Tiziano Monza and his countryman. Country boy, we should say. Correctly, Vladimir Ivanikov. René Lammers frustrated in 6th position, make that 7th. No, he's retaken the place from Tarvanishkul, Olivieri, Dean Hugentorn. For the Kiddix Driver Academy in the Alonso kart goes the Dutch driver. The gap is now 1.2 seconds behind Christian and Matthias, who trade positions with 4 laps remaining. A full second back to the Russian Skulinov, who's fighting to keep Tiziano Monza and Vladimir Ivanikov behind. There's René Lammers in the background. He's got 4 laps to miraculously drag the baby race. Paralin 501 up onto the podium, down through the chicane they go. Orduella and Kostoya pulling away from the pack into the hairpin. Tiziano knows the deal. He needs to fight with Skulinov. He knows how it works. He'll try and push him down into turn 1. But if Jedasam loses any sort of time, watch him to turn 3 as Matthias leads Christian. In fact, Tiziano is about to line up Jedasam Skulinov. And they're almost catching up to the leaders again. Olivieri, the Formula K Junior Team Car, the fastest driver on the circuit, in position 7. The WSK Supermaster Series here in the sunshine of beautiful Puglia in the very south of Italy. At La Conca Muro Leccese World Circuit. 2 weeks before we race at the foot of the active volcano, the all-new Circuito Internazionale Napoli, simply known as Sano, in 2 weeks' time. Down into the hairpin, Orwella and Costoia. There's Jedasam still hoping for a victory here this afternoon with 2 laps, 2.5 kilometres to race this afternoon. The Paralins go 1-2, and then the CRG in position 3. Lammers now the fastest driver on the circuit, but the kid from Zandvoort in the Netherlands is down in that battle in 6th place. He's got Olivieri behind him. He's got Ivankov and Monza just ahead of him. Costoia with a slight error runs off the road. He knows it. He looks over his right shoulder. Fortunately for the Spaniard, he's got just enough of a gap back to the CRG that he used to drive when he first introduced himself to us at Sarno in 2020. As he gets airborne over the ripple strip, it is like WRC, WRX in fact, here at La Conca as they get the last lap board. Okay, this is it. 1.25 kilometres to the checkered flag. Matthias, 5.20. Costoia, 5.21. The Colombian from the Spaniard, Jedasam, closes up as Renault goes through into position 5. Olivieri on the outside. We told you, we promised you it would come down to the last lap. Yes, we should have bet the house on it. We've got half a lap to the checkered flag. Orwella, Costoia. They race up the back straight. It is now a fight of 7. Down through the chicane. Skulinov in 3rd place, too far back unless they fight. Watch the CRG into the hairpin. They make contact. It will be a Paralin 1-2 though. It will be a Spanish-speaking driver who wins the race. The checkered flag waves side by side down the straight. It is Costoia. Christian Costoia takes the victory by, listen to this, 0.009 of a second. Orwella finishes in 2nd place, and Jedasam Skulinov on the podium in position 3. Costoia has won the most remarkable race by 0.009 of a second from the Colombian Matthias Orwella. Skulinov, the Russian, on the podium in 3rd. These are the results. Spain, Colombia, in Russian, 1, 2, 3, Vladimir Ivanikov. Position 4, René Lammers in position 5. Head of Tiziano Monza, Olivieri, Sharovsky, Tabanishgul, and Nicholas Schaufler. Costoia, with that narrow victory, now takes an 8-point lead over René Lammers into the 3rd round of the series at Sarno in 2 weeks' time. 127 points for Christian Costoia with his first WSK victory versus René Lammers, 2nd in the series on 119 points. And Jedasam Skulinov, 3rd here this afternoon and still 3rd in the series, heading to Sarno on a 114 points. Well, we first heard all about Christian Costoia at Sarno, the WSK Euro Series in 2020. He's been threatening. He qualified last, 122nd at Adria for the Champions Cup, stormed home to finish 4th. Started from the outside of the front row of the grid, and he's done it. He's won a WSK race for the first time in his career. The 5.21 at Paralin. The kid from Sepulvedra in Galicia, the northwest of Spain, has won here in the very south of Italy. Stay with us on WSK.it, the podium presentation for 60 Mini in just a moment. The podium presentation for another nail-biting race, as ever, for 60 Mini here at Le Conca. It did come down to the very final lap. Driving for Team CRG from Russia, in third place, Jedasam Skulinov. In second place, the South American, the Colombian in the Paralin, Matias Orjuela. He has done it for the first time in what promises to be a long career. From Spain, winner of round 2, the WSK Supermaster Series, here at Le Conca in the Paralin, Christian Castoya. And with that, the national anthem of Spain. The podium presentation for 60 Mini. In third place from Russia for Team CRG, Jedasam Skulinov. Second, the Colombian Matias Orjuela. And on the top step of the podium this afternoon from Spain, Christian Castoya. Well, notwithstanding everything that's going on in the world at the moment, we've had a beautiful week here at Le Conca. This is the podium for 60 Mini here this afternoon. On behalf of everyone at WSK Promotion, everyone here at Le Conca, thank you very much. We will see you at Circuito Internazionale Napoli-Sarno in 2 weeks' time for round 3, the 2021 WSK Supermaster Series. We'll see you at Sarno. Arrivederci da Le Conca.